Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Dearly Departed. And we are looking ahead at round 33 in the Premier League. Quick question actually. Are you happy to be receiving a couple of new Dearly Departed teams? Because of course, Sheffield United fans, you're going to be back with me in the Championship, but Villa and Leeds fans, we're going to be here next season, and you need to say welcome to Norwich, and tomorrow, possibly welcome to Watford as well. Get your comments on our new dearly departed lineup taking shape. If only one of Fulham or West Brom could stay with us, maybe we could have 6. But it's looking like Leeds Villa, Norwich Watford, and the playoff winner. Could be Bournemouth. Could be all 3 relegated teams back up. We will see. So I think I've explained who the dearly departed are, but still this season is nothing to do with Norwich, Watford and possibly Bournemouth, Barnsley, Brentford or Swansea. We're still talking Sheffield United, West Brom and Fulham. Here are your games in round 33, and yes, hopefully we can get back toward talking about the football again after this week's action. Before we do that, we need to say a big thank you to Coyle. He's our fan sponsor for all of our Dearly Departed shows. Dearly Departed, also known as Ben, couldn't bear to lose us. Thank you so much to Jay. And let's be frank, lots of other Leeds, Villa, Sheffield United, Fulham, West Brom fans who've stayed with us on the channel after their promotion. And Jay has been kind enough to support on Patreon. You can do the same. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Right, here are your round 33 fixtures. And it's still a bit jumbled up, isn't it? We had FA Cup semi-finals last week. Fulham do not play in this round at all. So with the games all stretched out, we didn't get to talk about West Brom or Aston Villa in the review show that had to play on Wednesday and Thursday, given their opponents were in the Cup semi-final. All a bit weird, but we're getting used to that with COVID, aren't we? All a bit weird with the schedule. This is your round 33 fixtures. Arsenal, Everton tonight. Full transparency, I'm recording at 5:15 on Friday, so just in a couple of hours that one kicks off. Liverpool, Newcastle and West Ham, Chelsea on Saturday. We are interested in the evening game. Sheffield United versus Brighton. Our Blades are down, but could they help out Fulham or West Brom by taking some points off Brighton? We'll talk about that in a second. Wolves versus Burnley again. Burnley are one of those teams on the periphery there. Leeds versus Manchester United. Huge game in English football history. I suppose I should insert sarcastic comment about legacy fans and history there. But if you're watching this, I'm sure you get it and I'm sure you understand the size of Leeds versus Manchester United, where maybe some imposters in our game possibly don't. And another huge game, Aston Villa versus West Brom. Not only is it a dearly departed derby, it's a West Midlands derby. And of course, a playoff semi-final replay. I was there, Villa beating West Brom in the playoff semi-finals before winning the final against Derby in 18-19. Villa with the bragging rights again earlier in one of Big Sam's first games as well. Leicester versus Palace. That was a playoff final once as well, wasn't it? Am I imagining that right? Leicester and Palace? Is that the one Steve Claridge scored? I think Leicester, Palace and Derby were in most of the playoff finals in the 90s, weren't they? Right, so we've only got 3 games to talk about. One dearly departed derby, Fulham not playing this round. Let's get into it, and our highest ranking game is Leeds United versus Manchester United. And this is the third of Leeds' tricky 3 games. Remember, I suggested we might get a trend up from Leeds towards the end of the season with Koch back fit, Llorente seemingly playing well, Rodrigo maybe ready to come back in. And you Leeds fans said to me, but Ben, it's going to be tricky. Have you seen what the next 3 games are? And I said, fair point. Okay, maybe we'll wait until after that. No, because Leeds have obviously that amazing away win at Manchester City. Great draw with Liverpool. really good value. And this is not me kissing up to the Leeds fans on here. We did the review. Really viable performance against Liverpool. Yes, I understand Klopp and the Liverpool players had lots of other weight on them from elsewhere. But Leeds really peaked during that game, didn't they? And well worth their goal. So essentially 4 points off Liverpool and Man City in the last 2 games. And forget this season, in the last couple of seasons, if you played Liverpool and Man City twice a season, you'd be lucky to get 1 point out of any of the 4 games, let alone 4 points out of the 2 games. So impressive stuff from Leeds. They're finishing the season very well. There is the team that went out against Liverpool. Meslier, Ayling, Llorente, Strauch, Cooper. I'm guessing... Sorry, I said Cooper. I meant Alioski. I had Cooper on the brain because I was just about to say, I'm guessing Cooper is still suspended. That was serious foul play, wasn't it? Someone correct me on that in the chat if I am wrong. Phillips, obviously, in the deep line playmaker position. And I said this in the review show, Robertson Dallas. I was expecting to be Click and one or other Rodrigo when he arrived, but this is the thing with Bielsa, isn't it? I never expected Dallas to end up at left back. Never expected Bamford to go right the way through and be the leading man in the Premier League. Expect the unexpected. Out wide, Costa and Harrison, Rafinha not around in the last game. Bamford up top. So it's just injury stuff, isn't it? There's Rodrigo there, there's Koch there, there's Cooper there, there's Rafinha there. How many of them are going to be pushing? Doesn't matter. I'm sure Bielsa would like them available, but good results without them, particularly in that last game. Last 2 games there. Obviously, Harrison can play against Manchester City as well, could he? So Leeds looking really good. 10th position, 6 to go, 46 points. Can they get, a point per game from the last 6 games takes them to 52. Can you get 8 from the last 6 or 9? Which would take them then to 55, which would be a fantastic first season for Leeds. Brilliant stuff. But I suppose it's about time I mention their opponents, who are Manchester United. Did they just manage to avoid the crossfire during the week? The big story broke, didn't it, whilst they were playing against Burnley. And then they managed to get out of sight in the meantime. Liverpool got the brunt of it, didn't they, on Monday Night Football against Leeds. And everything's kind of cleared up for now. Ed Woodward has gone. I don't know whether any of this will affect Manchester United on the pitch, where they're very good. Look at that, 5 straight victories, including wins over Manchester City, West Ham and Spurs. That is 1st, 5th and 6th in the table. They're playing well at the moment, aren't they? You know my theories on chaos around football clubs and how that messes with them, though. I suppose Leeds fans will be hoping that that is the case. There's the team that went out in the last game. Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Fred, McTominay, Greenwood with 2 goals, Fernandes, Pogba and Rashford. And Greenwood, you really like the look of him, and you wonder if, they can get him playing regularly now and do what we think he can do. He's going to be a big player for many, many years, isn't he? Good performance by him, obviously, in the last game. So, going to be an interesting one. Dare I mention for you Leeds fans, 6-2 at Old Trafford. Remember, this Manchester United side is very good at counter-attacking, and not so much recently. That may even be the last example, but that was the supposed Achilles heel, wasn't it, for Bielsa and Leeds? But as I say, not that we've specifically seen recently. I would like to think, with my dearly departed hat firmly on my head, that Leeds could get something from this game. There's plenty of evidence there. If you look at the top of the table there, they've beaten Manchester City, they've beaten Leicester, they've drawn with Chelsea also. So they have a precedent for taking points, 4 points in fact, off Manchester City. You have a precedent for taking points off those teams up at the top of the table. Perhaps a win Can you see them shutting out the United attack? Not personally, no. I think United score in this game. Can you see them keeping it down to 1 and scoring themselves? Yeah, I think that could happen. So, optimistically, let's hope that Leeds aren't susceptible on counters. A little bit of chaos is going to work against Manchester United, as in, in the players' heads during the week. Whether that is a COD theory or not, we'll find out, won't we? And let's hope that Leeds, who are in good form, quite Manchester United's form, are able to get something. I don't see them winning, but perhaps they could get a point from this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. But that's some cause for optimism, I think. And big picture, we said it week on week, excellent stuff from Bielsa. And I cannot wait to see him sign a new contract and add another 3 players of the quality of Rafinha, Rodrigo, Llorente, Koch, etc. And then that sounds pretty interesting to me. But patience, everybody. Let me know how you see this one going in the comments. Leeds versus Manchester United. Okay, next up, Aston Villa versus West Brom. We set it up, didn't we, already in the show? West Midlands derby, Big Sam versus Dean Smith, and a playoff semi-final replay from 2018-19, and a dearly departed derby. Narrative ahoy for this one. It was 3-0, wasn't it, the return game? However, there was a red card, wasn't there, in that one, and West Brom played with 10 for, I think, over half of the game. Now, West Brom played last night. Again, I'm recording this on Friday. So this one, I believe, is on Sunday, isn't it? So West Brom lost 3-0 to Leicester last night. You can see that in the last 6 results. Frustrating for Big Sam because they'd been looking good. They'd been playing well. Obviously, Leicester are a tough opponent, 3rd in the league, but a bit of a slip up there. And if you look now, just take Fulham out of the picture. West Brom are 9 points off Burnley, 10 off Brighton, and 11 off Newcastle. We talk about Southampton, 12 off Southampton with 6 games to play. It's a long way. And you see those back-to-back wins. Take it as 7 points from 4, which it was before this, and take the loss as the start of a new 4. Can they stick 7 on in the next 3, which would take them to 31 from 35? That's the sort of thing they need to do. Long and the short of it, they need to win this game. Will they be tired? Can they tune into the performances against Southampton and Chelsea, which were brilliant? 8 goals and 2 wins with Robinson and Pereira in great form. We just spoke about Manchester United playing Leeds on transition there. Leicester played West Brom beautifully on transition, counter-attacking, and flew past them 3 goals in the first half. I think I'm going to sneeze, and now I've said that, I'm probably not going to. Am I? So West Brom, 19th. There's the team last time out, which was last night. Johnston, Townsend, Bartley, O'Shea, Furlong, Phillips, Shakuslu, Maitland-Niles, Robinson, Pereira and Diania. Shouldn't be too much different unless Big Sam, who we know is into his sports science, has anybody in the red zone, in which case they'll come out. So you might get 1 or 2 little tweaks there. For Villa, I'm sure you all saw the picture of Jack Grealish chatting to Gareth Southgate in the televised Villa Man City game. Still not on the pitch, though. Nice to see him. And volleying a grenade in a Call of Duty advert appeared in my Twitter timeline the other day. Villa are not in good form without Captain Jack. Look at those last 6. And it was only that mad turnaround victory. They were 1 down, I think, on 78 against Fulham in there. Yes, okay, they've played Liverpool, Man City consecutive games. We should point out Leeds took 4 points from those 2 opponents now. And it's essentially 5 points in 6. So you're below that point per game. That's relegation form across 6 games for Villa. Thank God they were so good earlier in the season. But frustratingly, just dropping out of that top half, Leeds and Arsenal 2 points ahead with a game in hand. Villa will be targeting this one. But speaking of targeting their left back, we move out their right back, Cash, who was red carded, along with England's John Stones in front of Gareth Southgate in the game against Man City. So El Mohammadi maybe in at right back there. That was the team that played last time out. Martinez, Cash, Cons and Mings target. Stick El Mohammadi in. And again, he's just trying to find a permutation that works there with that sort of then front six, essentially, that works without Jack Grealish. And it's hard, isn't it? It's the star player not in the side. So last time, Nakamba, Louise and McGinn sort of centrally. Traore and Ramsey wide. Is Ramsey really a wide player, or is that containing midfield to stop Manchester City? Ollie Watkins obviously up top. And it seems a far cry from that lineup where you'd have Traore, Barkley, Grealish off Watkins. It feels like, and I suppose it bears it out, look, single goal, nothing more in any of the games other than the one against Fulham. So they're not really putting the ball in the net with as great a frequency. And okay, I'm stating the bleeding obvious, of course, if you take your star attacking a player out, your goal scoring threat is probably going to diminish somewhat. Anyway, can Villa get back to winning ways and push back towards or into the top half? Or will it be a West Brom victory here? I wonder, and I might play my joker on this, where the Big Sam might fancy this one, and he might like the look of Villa without Grealish. I wonder if they can get something. Can they get a win? I would have 2 months ago had Villa as such hot favourites for this one, pre-Allardyce and those few viable results and wins for them, and obviously with Grealish in the team. But I don't know with this one. Possibly Big Sam might fancy this one. I think I'm going to plead the fifth and leave it to you guys to do the predictions in the comments. Let me know. I'm right down the middle, but I don't want to call another draw, to be honest. So you let me know how you think that one's going to go down in the comments. Aston Villa versus West Brom, with me well and truly on the fence. Dearly departed Derby. Get involved in the comments. Oh, I must make a prediction on this one then. Sheffield United versus Brighton. Blades down. Blades relegated after the 1-0 defeat at Wolves. That result, coupled with Newcastle's excellent win over West Ham, did for Blades. I mean, I say did for Blades. What did for Blades was not winning any of their first 17 games, of course, but small picture. It was confirmed with those two results, wasn't it? Will they free up and play with a nice relaxed abandon? You can see there 5 defeats on the trot there, 4 defeats under Paul Heckingbottom as well. Sometimes when teams get on the beach and the weight's off the shoulders, things flip back and they get a couple of good results. We've seen it before. There's not a lot of logic to that though. That's a kind of anecdotal theory that just involves the pressure being removed and players being relaxed and playing without pressure, maybe regressing back to some sort of mean, which is probably not as horrible a points total as Sheffield United have got, let's just say. However, they are still short. Look at that. O'Connell missing all season. No Basham there either last game. However, Stevens and Baldock is first choice. No Berger in central midfield. Norwood Fleck. Osborne in there with Brewster and McGoldrick. How do you play it if you're Heckingbottom? Do you start to look at next season? And although the difficult thing is, will Heckingbottom, maybe he'll be back with the under-23s. I don't know. What role will he have? I suppose if he's looking out for the best interests of the club, do you start to see Jayden Bogle? I don't know if he's healthy, actually. Rhian Brewster starting regular. Brewster and McBurney up front, start preparing for that possibly to be the front two in the in the Championship and work in that manner? I don't know. I really don't know. For Brighton, another slip really. They'd had 2 really good results there. You can see with the wins over Newcastle and Southampton. Seems like that win over Newcastle was the kick up the backside for Newcastle though, because if you look in at the table, they've got 7 points in 3 since that occurrence, that last defeat for the Geordies. So Brighton, no goals in the last 2, couple of 0-0s and defeat against Manchester United. It should be pointed out that the opponents were Manchester United, Everton and Chelsea, who are obviously 2nd, 4th and 8th in the table. So difficult opponents, 2 points in 3. It's probably par for the course actually, just under the point per game for Brighton against tricky opponents and just about getting there. You can see 34 from 32 against everybody else. Obviously, if they're just under on the tricky opponents, they must be, by definition, just over for the rest of the opponents, because 34 for 32. There is still a chance that they can be caught. However, Fulham and West Brom could do with Brighton not winning this game. In fact, they could do with them losing this game because bottom of the table being what it is. Points progress is slow, and you even get to the point now where you think draws are hurting Fulham and West Brom. They're that far back. I hate to do it because it's against essentially 3 dearly departed teams here, because a Brighton win would obviously inflict another defeat on one of our teams, Sheffield United, and would not be good news for West Brom and Fulham. But I think that's what's going to happen. I hate to say it. I can see Brighton keeping the clean sheet, and I just can't see Sheffield United keeping them out. So as much as it's pushing me towards some possible dead rubber shows towards the end of the season, I've got to call it how I see it. I think Brighton are going to get the win. Let me know what you think in the comments. Can we get a relaxed on the beach performance from the Blades? I'm not so sure. Get your predictions in. Sheffield United versus Brighton. Just going to flash this up so you know what Fulham are doing. That is Fulham's next game, 5:30. That must be Saturday, the 1st of May. The local derby there against Chelsea. So no Fulham match this weekend. And obviously the way it could go, if Brighton get a win and West Brom don't, things could be looking fairly bleak. Remember, Fulham have played a game more. I suppose for Fulham, you just want everybody to lose while you're not playing, don't you? But I just thought I'd throw in Fulham's game there. That's our show. Thank you again to J. Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. Absolutely not. Stay with us again next season, even if you are a West Brom Fulham fan worried about relegation, or a Sheffield United fan accepting relegation. Remember, the main bulk of the channel is Championship stuff. So whatever happens, I've got you. Keep going. Stick with the channel. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Again, bit of a weird... I mean, it's just been a weird week, hasn't it? But last week, with the Cup semi-finals and the stretched out games with Villa and West Brom not playing till Wednesday and Thursday, be nice to get back to normal and have an actual condensed round to talk about. But we will be back, I think, on Monday to review all of that, says the magic whiteboard. Get your comments in, get your debate in. If you want to do any Super League stuff, feel free to get it in on this video, but there is another video talking about that, my view on Monday, when things were really kicking off. But in the meantime, get your predictions in for this round of games. Thank you, everybody, for watching. That was your dearly departed preview for round 33, and it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.